We are moving now into a brand new review on the run, but it's a review from the studio, and it's not a complete sort of dissection of every element of this because, as you know, it's been crazy busy and I've been traveling and I did not bring my PlayStation 4 with me, but I've been playing Dragon Quest XI. And I've been having a wonderful time with this game. This is definitely a traditional role-playing experience in the Dragon Quest kind of vein, you know, with cartoony characters with big, beautiful eyes and lots of cool hairstyles and, you know, dragons and creatures that you can ride and lots of monsters that you can fight. Akira Toriyama, I believe, is the character designer of a lot of stuff in here. You play the Luminary, this chosen one. We've heard this before in JRPGs, who is sort of raised by this this wonderful couple in this little village after his mom, who's part of royalty, has to give her up because their kingdom is being besieged. So this kid grows up as sort of unaware of some of his heritage and some of his responsibility, and slowly starts to discover that he's got some cool powers and that he's got the light within him that is going to save the universe, kind of thing. You know, one of those kinds of stories. And so he ventures off from his little village to the kingdom and quickly discovers that not everything is as it seems, and that some of the guidance that he had may not have been such good guidance, and a lot of innocent people are dead. I'm trying not to spoil stuff, but there's a lot of innocent people that become devastated by some evil forces out there, and along the way you fight and get into all combat with all of these really cute little characters. And I think this is why I love the Dragon Quest games. I've loved them on the 3DS. I've checked out the you know, the PS2 titles and stuff like that along the way, and this is absolutely the most breathtaking looking Dragon Quest game. Graphics are incredible. When you walk into towns, they feel vibrant and alive and a lot more open. There's many more sort of ways that you can interact with the world and doors that you can open, and you just feel like it's much more of a living experience. But the reason why I love these games is the crazy characters that you fight, like bunnycorns. Of course, slime is in there. You've got these mud statues that you fight, and skeleton riders, and these sort of robotic egg creatures that you can take out, and then some of them you can actually hop into and ride around in, and they've got jump power-ups and stuff. But as you progress into the game, the creature designs and the character designs just get cooler and cooler and cooler. There's such an irreverence and such a sense of fun. I'm about 12 hours into this game, so I've scratched the surface. I know that if you go into every sort of nook and cranny and do all of the side missions and go up and talk to everybody that sends you on a quest, you're going to be in this thing for 100 hours. There's definitely massive open experiences where you can cruise around and do a lot of exploring, and then there's tight little nooks and crannies, and there's crypts and tombs and things like that that you have to kind of navigate through. There's children that you have to reunite with their parents. There's scared, you know, royalty that you kind of have to help out, and they will scratch your back, kind of thing. You will battle enormous bosses along the way, but in my 12 hours that I've played, it's been relatively smooth sailing. I haven't really had any major kind of you know, difficulty spike or anything like that. It's been pretty easy. I've picked up a couple of people in my party. I've just assumed another pair of twins that have magical abilities that are helping me out in some pretty substantial ways. And of course, I've been able to, you know, equip myself with better weaponry, better outfits, and I'm pretty damn powerful. I've got some great spells, and there's a tree, like a skill tree that you can sort of buy your way through by accumulating some of the points that you get in the game every time that you level up. And then you can also go to these little sort of campfires, and you can bring out a forge, like a forge that you can carry around with you, and then you can augment your weaponry and stuff like that, or you can build your own weaponry. You pick up recipes and stuff along the way. So there's a pretty interesting crafting mechanic in there as well. Lots of depth, lots of detail. I do have some complaints, though. It's not a game that sort of lifts on the, you know, the openness and the freedoms and the, you know, the types of gameplay that just sort of keeps giving back to you, like The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. It's not like a reinvention of the mechanics of previous Dragon Quest games. It's definitely an iteration using the horsepower of today and sort of making us kind of stand back in awe at the beauty of it. Gorgeous visuals, great music, very good voiceover acting, but you can't go anywhere. There are invisible walls. There are, you know, things that you can't chop down. There are enemies that you're just going to want to... It's not random battles, like they just sort of auto-populate all over the place. You can navigate around them, but there are times when you're just not going to want to get into a fight. You know, you've played a lot of JRPGs like that. That being said, this is probably the most accessible and easiest way to play a Dragon Quest game I've ever experienced. There's also sort of set by default, it has kind of an auto combat kind of feature to it. You can adjust all of the settings so you can make it as manual as you want, but you can sort of set your tactics so that when you get into battle, a lot of stuff will be handled for you and you can sort of just sink into the story and into the exploration. Do I wish that this game picked up a little bit from the baton left behind from Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild? Yes, but you know, there's some really nice action tuning in here. You can actually move around while you're in combat, so it's not just static screens and stuff. There's some really nice diversification between the different characters and stuff, so you're going to see great visual effects, great flourishes, but more than anything, I think you're just going to be entranced by the really nice design, you know, the really, really solid character design and the world building. It's a great game. It comes out today. It's out today. It's out on the PlayStation 4 and the PC, and this has been a really phenomenal couple of years of RPGs, and this is another great one. I'm going to give Dragon Quest XI a 9 out of 10.